嗨，我是Wilhelm，欢迎来到电影看游戏。
You wish to see me, Smith?
Artanis, it is good to see you, young Executor.
Fenix? How can this be?
It was his cloned personality that was used for the Purifier prototype. Given your friendship with the Source personality, I thought, well, he believes he was brought from stasis and made a Dragoon.
Why are you here, Fenix?
I was given a directive by Aldaris himself to come to Glacius and serve the Templar.
It is the last recollection from his memory web. The Great Templar were still encoded by order of the Conclave.
Do you know about the experimentation done on Glacius? Why Aldaris gave you this order?
I am a warrior, old friend. You know this as well as any. It is not my place to question the order of Adjudicator.
His construction is highly advanced, an Adanium shell composed of a trillic compression mesh. It appears he was to be the first in a revival of the ancient program.
Enough! I have fought far too long for the will of the Conclave to be examined like some specimen. I am Templar, and I am reunited with the dearest of friends. Is this not a glorious day?
You are right, of course. Karax, these tests are no longer needed. Fenix, welcome aboard the Spear of Adun.
You and I have stood shoulder to shoulder, blades thrumming in the heat of battle countless times, and now you lead the Protoss. I wail with pride at the mere thought of it.
I was chosen to represent the hierarchy by the remaining Judicators and the clans of the Nerazim. I am still honored by their choice.
Tassadar must be proud as well.
Tassadar is gone, Fenix. He fell, bravely sacrificing for his people. He saved us from annihilation.
What? It cannot be. And Aiur? Fallen to the Zerg as well?
It has.
How long have I lingered in stasis, becoming this Dragoon?
Do you know of the Purifier program, Fenix?
Of course. The greatest Templar minds replicated. Dangerous machines that had to be shut down.
They were shut down, but we have never ceased the research, and still have tried to find ways to replicate our greatest Templar, to use that ancient technology.
Why do you tell me this?
We are facing a war like none we have seen before. We will need you in the days ahead. Maybe even the Purifiers.
Then my blades are yours, old friend. I know this will work, Hierarch. I know I can guide the Purifiers through the darkness that lies ahead. Help them accept what they are. I can convince them that they will not be treated as servants again.
Then it appears as if you have found purpose, brother.
Since awakening, I have been confused, directionless, uncertain of what I am, how I came to be. Now, things are clear once more. Fate has laid out a purpose only I can accomplish. It is exhilarating.
Yes. You embark upon a task that even Fenix could not achieve.
Yet he would attempt it if he could. I have learned much from Fenix's memories, and through them, I have come to know myself. I am Fenix, but not. I am my own entity, and I take pride in this. Cyros will not be able to resist the Zerg for long. We should move quickly if we hope to save the Purifiers.
I require your honest counsel, Fenix. Do you believe the Purifiers will join us?
I do not know. They may harbor rage, resentment for the actions of our forebears.
The Dalam is not the Conclave. We are united in purpose, like never before.
And that is why the Purifiers must be allowed to choose their fate for themselves. Without freedom, a people can be controlled, but never united.
This is true, and yet, the Firstborn have ill need of another enemy.
And I believe in you to not create one. Your actions determine the future for both the Templar and the Purifiers. But now is the time to act, Hierarch.
You are right. The way forward may be difficult, but it is necessary. Thank you, my friend. Fenix, contact the Purifiers. I would speak to them. Executor Clolarian, you have awoken during the Firstborn's darkest hour. You have shown us that the Purifiers are a mighty force that could turn the tide of this war. I ask you now to honor your sacred charge as Templar and fight beside your brethren as you did before.
You are no different than the Conclave. Once again, you try to control us.
No. I wish to make amends for our past failures. I have fought battles alongside one of you. Fenix, the one you are linked with. The Conclave feared your kind, but they are no more. I know you are true Templar. I have seen it. I ask that we stand as one, or none of us shall stand at all.
I will counsel with the others. They are deliberating. If we are to follow, we would ask the entity Fenix to speak for us. There is much about this time we do not yet understand. But as long as you hold to your word, Hierarch, the Purifiers shall join the Firstborn. So this is the home world of the Nerazim, a planet shrouded in darkness. Fitting.
Beautiful, is it not?
Indeed. I never imagined the Firstborn would ever step foot upon it.
As Aiur fell to the Zerg, we fled to this world as refugees. The Dark Templar accepted us as equals. It was here that we first stood against the Swarm as one.
I wish I could have stood by you and shared in such glory.
As do I.
You have become a mighty warrior since last we fought together, Artanis. Even these Dark Templar revere you as if you were a Dune himself. If only Tassadar could have lived to see what you've become.
I often think about him, of how different these events would have been if he were still in command.
You are Hierarch now. Your doubts do not honor you or him.
Yet, they persist. Tassadar's shadow looms large over my every action.
You must move from it, old friend. For none of us can truly grow while still in the shadow of his mentor. And so Shakuras becomes one with the eternal twilight. The Nerazim possess great honor, sacrificing their home to save their people.
Fenix, you appear distressed.
Apologies, Hierarch. I have been pondering the events that brought me here. I have discovered there are holes in my memory. Battles recorded here in the ship's archives that I should be able to recall, but cannot.
What is it you have found?
Records of my defeat at Antioch and being revived as a Dragoon. But this body, it is clear to me that I am no Dragoon.
There is more to those records, Phoenix. But what you uncover may not be desirable.
I am willing to face the truth, old friend, however difficult it may be.
Then I hope you find the answers you seek.
I pondered the events that brought me here. There is much I should remember, but do not. My body is machine, like the Purifiers.
But you are not like them.
I must know the truth of what I am.
What you will uncover may not be desirable.
It is time I face that.
The ship's data center has uploaded the recent annals and has much of the history you have lost. I hope you find the answers you seek, friend Phoenix.
These records are fascinating, Artanis. I can hardly believe the stories they contain. Praetor Adonis requested my presence for the decommissioning of the supercarrier Antimon. When it was seized by a group of turncoats and traitors, I knew I could not let it fall into rebel hands. A scout crashed near the borders of Antigua. I gathered 20 warriors, and we slaughtered 1,000 Zerg to save the pilot. The Calafi intercession was a difficult time. Proud warriors who fought for Aiur were met with hostility when they returned. Aldera's Judicator insisted I leave. My fellow Templar were ordered to fire upon me. I did what I had to do to defend myself. I once led an expedition to rescue the last surviving brother of 4 zealots. The squadron was killed, except for myself and the target. During the sacred celebration of Cosmos, I was locked within a conclave tower as it was overtaken by Dark Templar terrorists. After walking barefoot across shards of Tal'darim crystal, I slew the terrorists and the warlord leading them with their own war blades. Shortly after they killed my legion, I was captured by mercenaries. They were trying to stage a coup, demanding that I assassinate Aldaris. After breaking free, I hunted them down, one by one. It was a good way to let off some steam. A disgraced executor and his legion seized control of a facility known as The Rock. Thankfully, I subdued them before it was purified. A nuclear device detonated in the heart of New Antioch. A Kalai worker and I fought through an underground railway system to defeat the brother of the warlord I killed in that tower 3 years earlier. While attempting to negotiate the release of hostages on a border world, I encountered an unknown alien species. It separated us from each other, hunted us like prey. Despite my lack of weaponry, I defeated it in martial combat and survived its explosive suicide. So many stories, Artanis, each more unbelievable than the last. Some of these tales must have been embellished by their authors. It is difficult to believe one zealot could achieve so much. So many stories, Artanis, each more unbelievable than the last. A Tal'darim warrior invades our ship while our hierarch is missing. I do not like this, matriarch. Never turn your back on a Tal'darim. In fact, if he so much as glares at you, put him down. It will be easier on all of us. I do not trust Alarak. His sense of honor is lacking. I have come to a realization, Hierarch. I am little more than a clone of your friend Phoenix. The Tal'darim speaks truth. I am synthetic, a replication, a lie.
You've been reading the ship's archive. What did you find?
My death, my rebirth as a dragoon, and then my death at the hands of this Queen of Blades. I am not Phoenix, yet I hold his memories as if they were my own. I must have time to consider this.
You are a warrior, Phoenix. Whether you identify yourself as my old friend or not, know that I believe in you. And I believe you will help me destroy Amon's armies and save our people. Do not waver because of this knowledge.
I will try, Hierarch. I cannot bring myself to hope for Alarak's victory, but I also cannot hope for his defeat. What will happen to Alarak if he fails? I am merely curious. These Tal'darim have strange customs. Do not think what has happened here will spare Alarak from my watchful eye.
I did not expect it to.
If he dares to betray us or takes any action against you, I promise his blood will coat these corridors.
Good. That is what I am counting on. It must give you great satisfaction to see Raynor again, to know that he has continued to fight in the face of such adversity.
You speak as if I know this warrior.
You once called him friend, Phoenix.
I have no recollection of this alien.
Your consciousness must have been encoded before Raynor came to aid us on Aiur.
I have noticed there are gaps in my memory. Much has changed in the years I was put in stasis. My body is no more. I am as a dragoon.
Yes. Know that you and I once stood shoulder to shoulder with James Raynor in battle, fighting to preserve all that we hold dear.
Then I hope we shall do so again. I have watched this Jim Raynor, studied the archives. I understand why I would respect him so, why I was his friend.
There is more to find in those archives. About Raynor. About yourself, if you have the courage to look further.
I am aware that part of my past may be lost forever. But now is not the time to lament. Certainly not when the glory of battle lies ahead. Raynor is a valiant Terran. Small, but valiant. We shall return the Protoss to glory. The glory of victory is yours, Hierarch.
I would call it vengeance, Phoenix. Vengeance demanded by the blood of warriors.
And yet you have delivered a powerful blow to Amon. You truly have come far from the executor I saw encoded in my memories.
It is a role I never intended to fill, old friend. It is one I have grown into.
You bear the burden of leadership more capably than you let yourself believe. It is an honor to fight at your side. Hierarch, the Purifiers are impressed with your leadership. They clamor to strike at the heart of Amon.
Friend Phoenix, they are impressed equally with yours.
Yes, they have chosen to follow my command. Leadership is new for me, as is everything else.
I had not intended to become Hierarch. I questioned the decision. There had to be someone more worthy. Do not fall into the same mental traps I did, my friend. The Purifiers follow you for a reason, as the Dalam now follow me. Self-doubt will only cloud your decision-making.
You speak truth, Hierarch. You speak as a leader.
We have achieved an incredible feat, friend Phoenix.
Phoenix. I have been thinking more upon that name. It is the moniker of another. I do not believe I should use it any longer. I am not he.
Phoenix was the bravest warrior I have ever known. He faced terrible odds and emerged victorious. Slayed enemies the likes of which most cannot even comprehend. And yet, you have proven to be of equal bravery. He would have been honored that a warrior such as you bore his name. And so am I.
Your words honor me, Hierarch. But one day, I must find my own path and my own name. I have such tangible memories of Aiur. I can still feel the warm breezes of Aldera, its hot sunlight filling my every pore.
The Praetor Council took me to Aldera as a youngling too. It is there where I ignited my first Psyblade.
Fenix as well. It was the proudest moment of his life. He felt such purpose, such surety of his existence. I look forward to seeing this place he so loved for the first time.
Those memories you hold, they are of another place. That world is no more.
Then we shall build a better one on top of it. You were right to say that Aiur has changed completely, but there is still hope. That was a close fight, but then our forces shine brightest in the darkness. Amon has underestimated us at every turn, and that shall be our weapon against him. I have been blessed to truly get to know you, Artanis. To call you friend, not just because of memory, but through experience.
Our journey is not yet over, friend Fenix. If we win this day, know that the glory of building a new civilization lies ahead, and I will need you to help me do it.
It is a task I greatly look forward to. But I no longer wish to be called by the name Fenix.
Oh?
I am honored to choose my own name. It will be Talandar.
Talandar. One who bears a strong heart. A fitting name. So it shall be.
Phase Smith, when you have a moment, the solar output is ready for your review.
Thank you, Fenix. Fenix, the core is emitting an unusual number of flares. Can you recalibrate the gravity well's vector field?
No.
Right, of course. I'll handle it. With all that has happened, I cannot help but think of Aiur. I am curious, Fenix. What is your last memory of our home?
I remember being alone. I do not know whether it was the blade or my faith that wavered. But in that moment, the Zerg struck.
I am sorry for stirring painful memories. I will leave you be.
You have quite an affinity for working with machinery, Karax. Did you learn this, or was your ability innate?
The only thing innately mine is stubbornness. Everything else came through practice and time.
It seems you and I have much in common, my Kalai friend. The ship's archive holds a vast array of schematics completed while we were on Shakuras. You Baysmiths were quite busy.
Rebuilding a fallen civilization is never easy, Fenix. But we believed in the Templar, in the Daylom. Still do.
Face the harbinger of the Dark God's wrath!